All right. It is time for yet another adventure of this man right up here in the top left-hand side, in the red. The breaker of his opponent's mentality, the dirtiest Protoss in the entire land. He who is addicted to recall yet claims he is not. The expander to the corners, the maker of cannons, the confuser of his opponents, and the scraper of salt. He is the dysentery demon. It is Florencio. Says, good luck, have fun. I feel like whenever he engages with any chat, that's got to be followed by him pretending he's lost when he's actually doing a sneaky move to win the game. Or generally just trying to bait his opponent into overconfidence at some point by lying and going, oh no, I cancelled my nexus, while he's actually expanding to the corner. You know, Florencio's a right douchebag, as some people would say. So good to see him being a bit of a filth lord as usual. The Overlord's like, I see what you're up to, mate. And Desana, come on, that probe has a dick on his forehead. You guys know that song? She had the shape of an L on her forehead. This probe has the shape of a dick on his forehead. Come on, Overlord, call the drones down here. That probe was so sus, dude. Oh no, this is a too trusting Overlord. He's like, no, he didn't put down a pylon yet. Just do a normal build, mate. Florencio's like, just gonna gas steal, totally normal. Just doing me normal build. This Overlord's like, I'm playing Florencio, I better double check. Oh no. Oh, ultimate sewer mermaid style. 3 pylons on top of the ramp, gateway finishing up at home, and this drone comes over and Desana goes, better double check, make sure I'm not getting cannoned, and goes, fuck. Oh shit, these drones gonna try and work their way out of here. Way too trusting is Desana, and 2 cannons gonna go up on the low ground there. I mean, they can take these pylons down, but Florencio can easily build another pylon there, and he will. That hatch gets cancelled. Desana gonna have to go and try and take a third base. Oh no, not there. Not there. That's what Florencio's waiting for. He's waiting for it. No! He always baits them into that. They're always like, I'll go take my hatch elsewhere where you can't cannon rush me. And he's like, yeah, I want you to do that. Could you play more into my hand? And his opponents are just there crying themselves to sleep. Cannon's even building on the high ground. I don't even know what the purpose of that is, other than to just be more of a dick. I'm like, shouldn't you be cannoning like the elsewhere, or like getting your tech up? Florencio's like, no. Because like the more shit I put in my opponent's base, the angrier my opponent becomes. And then they get really pissed off and freak out. And I'm like, thank you, Florencio, for this wise lesson. You see, me, I'm Nail. I'm like, well, technically, we should allocate our resources to get a tech advantage, and that way we can develop a safe and solid lead. Florencio's like, pig. Stop talking about safe and solid. Start focusing on seeing your opponent's brain as a Rubik's Cube. And you want to twist, you want to turn, and you eventually want to then get frustrated, rip it in half, piss on it, and then throw it into the gutter. And I'm like, Florencio, I don't know if that sounds mean. And he's like, it's competition, pig, and the goal is not winning the game in the most quick and efficient way. It's about breaking your opponent, breaking them mentally, breaking them psychologically, and making themselves cry themselves to sleep. Meanwhile, Desana's here just like, fucking, what the fuck is this game I'm in, man? This shit's freaking me out. The Overlord scouting there, he's like, what are you going to do behind this? There's a cyber core on the way. No gas starting to mine just yet, but no doubt only a matter of time till he gets that up. Assimilator getting cleared. Queen starting to clear out this cannon. And what is Florencio's next step? Oh, he's going to find the hatch again. Oh, not again. He's going to take the expansion back at home. Florencio doing the mind games. Everyone knows him so well, they tend to check the corners. He started expanding back there. Cannons here doing all right. He's going to build more. Oh my god. He's like, I'm never going to let you out. Never going to let you out. Never going to let you expand. I am Florencio and I'm a douchebag. There's actually no backup pylon, and that one can die from the high ground. So I'm a little bit worried. I don't know if Florencio can actually stop this hatch getting up. Desana can break down here, but there's no units on the way. Desana just assumes this is going to be reinforced. It is missing the window. Florencio's going to get another pylon up. So this pylon's going to die. The other one will finish up just seconds later, and there's nothing that can run out to take advantage of this. Cancels the hatch without Florencio even having to build a cannon. Oh, no. This is that, oh no. Have you guys ever been in that situation where you've got to do public speaking or something and your leg starts shaking? Dasana's got that right now. You know Dasana's leg is fucking shaking. He's like, if he had to speak right now, he'd be stuttering and shit. Oh, fucking poor soul. He's gonna try and focus down this pylon. The cannons are like, nah, get fucked. Nah, get fucked. Nah, get fucked. Nah, get fucked. But the roach is gonna come in and will manage to barely depower those. Does hold on, has a roach horn, has a cheeky butt building in the base. You can see those lovely lady lumps building. Of course, apparently, random scorpion having a swim in a blob that looks a little bit like two boobies growing, and then suddenly it turns into a butthole creator machine. I don't really understand the physics of Zerg, but I do like them. Unfortunately for Dasana, I feel like Florencio almost banks on his opponent trying to go for a Nidus Worm every game. Like, I feel like if his opponent didn't Nidus Worm, Florencio would be even more confused. Like, he'd actually be like, shit, I don't know what to do when my opponent goes one, you know, if they don't go one base Spire or one base Nidus Worm, I'd actually be confused. But as it is, we've got cannons building there, cannons on top of the ramp, a Chad Ray on the way, and we're going to see 3 roaches pop out, which, not the scariest of forces. Oh, Neeb! He tosses the controller to Neeb. Neeb pulls the stalkers back. Oh, look at this fancy micro. You can see Neeb's got the Xbox controller. Look at that. Oh, he's fucking baiting him into the cannons. That stalker, he's the ultimate bait. Gets all 3 roaches. It tries to run up the ramp. It goes, oh no, the door's closed. Neeb is just laughing his ass off right now. He's like, oh man. I mean, Neeb looks a lot better with a mouse and keyboard. But I gotta say, even with the Xbox controller, this boy's got skill. A single stalker takes out the Nidus, the Overlord, and all the roaches. Hot damn. He sunderhalves that push, cleaves it in 2, and once again, we've got a Zerg player, Dasana, but Dasana's got a macro hatch and another hatch up, 26 workers, and a Hydra Den. This is not like the 14 or 16 drone Hydralisk play that we see so often from Florencio's opponents. This player might actually be able to get up enough Hydras to be useful. Oh my god. It's a different sort of game. I sound like a Melvin, Clickety? Thank you. I always wanted to be as smart as someone called Melvin. Unfortunately, my parents named me Jared. Which is just a bit of a fucking average avocado name. Did he just... he just fucking recall probes from his main to his natural. Because he's walled himself in with the cannon. Oh, something so fucking comical about that. Florencio is like... he's like, just fucking shoves the recall needle into his arm and he's like, there's a logical reason. And I'm like, there is not. You're addicted. Just admit it. He's like, I'm not addicted. It's the efficient move. I'm like, no. And he's like, it was good. Shut up, pig. Shut up. Oh, God. Florencio, any excuse to pack a recall into those veins. This queen's going to pop out. These 2 chads just taunting her. They're like, watch your hatchery die. Watch your hatchery die. The hatchery is literally the parent of the queen. So these 2 chads are basically movie bad guys where they like kill your parent in front of you. The queen's like, no, you killed my father. And then she dies. Unfortunately, I think the problem with the Florencio files and comparing it to any sort of like, you know, Marvel movie or anything like that is the bad guys always win. Like, Florencio is literally fucking Thanos riding on every other bad guy's back. Like, he's just the nasty guy who always wins. Like, you go into the cinema to watch a Florencio movie, the whole thing is building up the good guys, and then they just fucking die. And, like, the credits roll, and you're like, what? You're like 40 minutes into the movie, you're like, what? I thought this was... And it just ends. And then, like, yeah, no, some text comes up on the screen. It's like, get cucked normie or something. You're like, what the fuck did I just pay to see? What the fuck is this? Florencio's just like, yep, it's pretty much what you see when you tune into a flow game, man. It's not what you expect. That being said, this Zerg player, Dasana, I'm sure passed on the word about the cruel torturing. And these are all family members, right? Zerg are basically one incestuous, extended family from southern Alabama. And they're all like, we heard the story of our queen getting killed, her hatchery getting murdered in front of her. So they've grown up just waiting for a chance to get revenge on these cocky fucking chads. And they're going to come in And I don't even know, man. Can they do it? It's a queen, 5 hydras. Oh, the Chad's caught on creep. Oh my god, Neeb. Once again, instantly cancels Pismatic alignment and pulls those Void Rays back. Very nice micro. Oh, out for revenge though. Ooh, getting a few hits on. A little bit of damage. 5 unupgraded Hydralisks running deep off creep. This seems like a really good idea. Personally, from my own experiences, when I run 5 unupgraded Hydras on the map, you know, when I have 0 vision, it's usually a really good plan that works out well for me. I feel like there's few things that can go wrong with this. This is the equivalent of basically anyone who's, you know, enjoys military history and modern military. This is like if you grab 6 howitzers, like a bunch of big artillery guns, and then you use them to charge your opponent's trenches. Like, you're literally like wheeling heavy artillery into the front lines. You're like, this is gonna be a good idea. And I'm like, I'm not sure how this works. They're like, let's fucking go. At this point, thankfully, the Chads are like the ultimate Florencio taunt. They're like, let's make them think they can beat us and run away. They're chasing us. Are they wheeling artillery? Seriously? The Chads turn around and just fucking mow down one of them with machine guns. The rest of the artillery crews run the fuck away screaming. They're like, why do we have these shitty orders? This is fucking terrible, mate. Oh no, what the fuck? Every Zerg player, why? Every fucking time we see a Florencio Files, the Zerg gets the bright idea of swapping into mutas against a mass Stargate Protoss. Every fucking time! They're like, well, my Hydras aren't working. Rather than upgrading them and making more of them, let's make mutas and corruptors. Definitely not the units that get hard counted by Void Rays and Phoenix. Oh, is he gone too deep? He's gone too deep. Florencio there. Oh my god, keep it in your pants, buddy. Neeb shaking his head at him. He's like, mate, you've got to you're wearing trackies. Use the waistband next time. And Florencio's just running around, fucking raging boner, poking through his pants. And Neeb's like, stop it, dude. That's fucking gross. Oh my god, you just lost all your Void Rays. Put it away. Jesus Christ. Florencio's like, but I'm fucking a Zerg player up. And I killed a hatchery, but I lost all my Void Rays. Now he thinks he might win the game, but he's still actually fucked because I'm Florencio and I'm prepared for anything. The Muta Hydra army coming forward, actually looking pretty scary, until the Oracles turn on their laser beams and we see a disappearing trick of these Zerg units. I love the Phoenix lifting up the Hydras to keep them safe against the Oracles, while also stopping the Phoenix from finishing the Mutas off as quickly as they could. A lovely move there. And don't we all love Stargate units, says Desana. Oh no. Oh no, let's go to Desana's camera. Desana's not going to build anything. We're going to prioritize raging over APM right now. Not OP at all. Uh-oh. Continuing to build Mutalisks versus Phoenix. Uh-oh, I've been here, guys. This is that moment where the Zerg player's brain snaps in half like the fragile fucking piece of granite that it is. You know, Zerg players, they think they're tough, they're quite hard, but they're brittle like granite, you know? You just throw the right thing in there, and you just see them absolutely fucking fall apart, split at the edges. I know I saw a lot of them dying in chat yesterday in GSL. Oh my god. Florencio's like, oh, please just... I don't know, I feel like I'm watching Florencio's opponent's like on the chopping block, and he's like, he keeps on going with his axe and then not actually going with the blow, and he's giggling. And now he's actually kind of hit him a few times, but he's pulled back, so it's kind of cut into the neck of Desana, but it hasn't actually finished him off. So his head's kind of on a wonky angle, there's blood spraying out, but Desana's still like, fuck you, you racist Ember. Fuck you, you racist Ember. And Florencio's like, heh. He's got his mad executioner's outfit, his big double-handed axe in hand, and he's like, am I going to use it? Am I going to use it? The town of villagers, we're talking, I mean, Florencio fans and Florencio stream viewers are some medieval fucks, right? They're all cheering. They're like, yeah, drag it out. Don't finish him. Maybe chop a hand off first and go with that. Desana's like, I mean, watch this. Cannon rush, only delaying second base while you invested so much, and then I don't harvest due to the nidus for so long. You weren't able to harvest because of my nidus and mass Stargate. Easy win. Grizzly says, you don't like my build? I'll teach you the build if you like it. Of course, trying to get Florencio angry, for those of you who don't know, it's like trying to argue with a cartoon character that is just filled with overwhelming you know, positivity. You can't break the trollish shit-eating grin on Florencio's face. You could really hit with some close to home shit. He'd just smile at you and he'd be like, well, yeah, it's good because the cannons are nice. And you'll be like, no, they're fucking Ember. And he'll be like, yeah, I think Oracles are really good units too. And you're like, are we having a conversation or are you just saying words? Fucking embrace my fucking words. Florencio's like, look, I can show you the lasers. Look, these ones are fun. Desana's just like, fuck you, man, fuck you. The crowd of villagers cheering as he finally fucking chops an arm off the socket with his double-handed axe. He says, I don't complain, why are you complaining? Chops another arm off. Fucking Desana's like, Ree! And finally, Florencio brings the headsman's axe down, chops it off, pops it into a bucket, and laughs at his opponent as he picks off his final units. Very well played there, Florencio. As always, extracting maximum salt from your opponent before you finish it off. He's not the guy to just, you know, run up, chop his opponent's head off, run away. Always drags it out. Always makes sure his opponent's a salty, salty boy before he finishes it. And does hang around, of course, to kill some shit in true Florencio style. Thank you very much for hanging out, guys. This was another, you know, this was a real classic build, I feel, from Florencio. I do like the perception of the opponent as well. For those of you who remember, those roaches came out, killed a probe and a stalker, and then got shut down. But he was like, I've denied your mining on your natural for so long. He said his second base got delayed only slightly. Remember, guys, Desana canceled the natural, built a third, canceled it, built a new third, canceled it, got this base up about 5 minutes after. 5 minutes after the original natural got cancelled. But it was a slight delay on the second base, and that's all the huge investment in the cannons achieved. This is what's great, because I get the same thing. You guys, I get so salty as well sometimes, and I'm like, his units are better than mine, he had more of them. This is unfair. And you're like, he did nothing here, and yet somehow I'm behind. And you go back and watch the replay, and you're like, well, actually, he did massive damage with the cannon rush. The opponent's just like, no, it's because the thing's unfair. It's unfair. And you're like, I don't really know, man. I'm not sure about that. Stargate units are too good. And I'm like, you built Mutalisks against a 3 Stargate player. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. They don't even beat Void Rays that hard, and they get savaged by Phoenix. And he's like, well, my Hydras weren't working. And I'm like, did you think about building Infestors or Vipers? And he's like, I don't know how to use spellcasters. I don't use control groups. Florencio's in chat, by the way, guys. He says, we were chatting while I stayed in this game so long. We chatted. His opponent sent him some choice words on Battle.net. And apparently they congratulated him on his win and were very sincere about his skill in the game and said he was a really good player. And they wish they could learn it to play like him. So good to know. Thank you, Florencio, for that update. And thank you for that lovely shit show of a replay. GG, well played, mate.